Okay, I'm going to show you a way of how I design some of my swimsuits. So first of all, you start off when you make like a bunch of sketches. I make sketches on a bunch of random papers, whatever I can find. And then you just keep them in whatever. Once you have an idea of what you want to do, this is the master copy of my pattern. And sometimes I like draw on this, but like since I've started to make it, like here's another, I'm not sure if you can see very well. It's like a moon right here with some stars. But since I started doing more different designs, I can't keep using this one copy because it's just going to get too complicated and I'll have to cut them. So I have this. So what I do is I get a piece of a news flyer, which is really cheap paper. You don't need to get the fancy pattern paper. It's not really that important. You can do the same thing with regular paper. So all I did was I traced my main master copy onto the news flyer. Afterwards, I just with a pencil and you just sketched out what you kind of want to see. Once you're ready, after the sketch is like you finalized it, I use a black Sharpie just to outline it so you can see the picture more clearly. Afterwards, you cut it out. See, this is cut out like this. This is a yin yang bathing suit. So here's my little circle. So this is what it looks like. So I've already finished and I sewed this on. But so because you wanted to know the curves, and if you try and just cut directly on the fabric, you can like mess it up and you won't have the nice the final product which you want. So you always use it on the news flyer first, and I just use like a small cup and you can get a perfect circle, right? So I cut the circle out, the white circle out here, and just placed it over there, and then just put the white on top, right? And so with this kind of method, you can do lots of designs with these newspaper. And also if you want to make the same one again, you just keep this and you'll be able to make the exact same one, right? And also if you want, look at this. See how this part is white and this is black? You can reverse it to make this part white and this part black. And then you can have like reverse dolphins, especially if you're doing like a synchro kind of diving or swimming, whatever. And you have two matching kind of bathing suits. That'd be really okay. So here's another design. So here's the master copy, and then you have the sample copy. So what I did, this is a British flag Union Jack inspired swimsuit. So I measured. Let's take this out for you. This is the main cross, right? So you had to make sure you get the center. So you folded this pattern in half. Then you measured it so there's the equal space on either side. And same with the across here. So I'll just take this off. And after I cut off the side bits, right, so then I could cut this full piece in red, and I sewed it directly upon here. And then after the red one was in place, that was just like your main kind of guidelines. And then you added on these. And to make sure everything is the same, I started down with the red. So I used this little strip here. This is the red, and you would measure. This is a sewing gauge, and you can just like adjust this. So if you want to measure like lengths and stuff, or like you can adjust this to how big you want, right? So you use the sewing gauge, and I would measure the distance from the main cross to this point here, and make it the same on this side, and then as well as the horizontal distance. And that way you have it lined up and symmetrical. Same with the top up here. And then for the blue, it's always it's pretty much the same as well. You start with one side, then you measure to make sure it's symmetrical, and then you just flip this over to cut on this opposite side. This is the same with the strap up here. And this is the piece over here. This is the little triangle. Goes like this, like that. And then you just go piece by piece, step by step, and you'll finish up the entire flag. And also you keep these little pieces again in case you ever want to make it again. So then you won't have to save some time and have to redraw the pattern again. Because that's, I find, is like one of the longest steps is planning out your design and making sure everything is straight, not crooked, aligned up, symmetrical. And so if you already have the pattern, it's like 100 times faster to make. Okay, so here's the finished British suit. Looks like this. And here's the back. And here's the yin yang.